Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to the final meta guide of this season, the Hoenn Cup. And it makes sense to do the Hoenn Cup because we have the Hoenn Tour going on, right? So, at first glance, does it look like anything, right? I mean, this looks like the Open Great League. We have Registeel, Medicham, Pelipper, Sableye, Altaria, Wolverine, Swampert, Deoxys. Right, all these Pokemon, it's going to feel very similar to the Open Great League. It really is. Obviously, you don't have to worry about Pokemon like Bastiodon or other threats, but still very, very, very similar. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the Hoenn Cup, and we'll see what we got going on for us. So it's either the Hoenn Cup or the Mega Master League. Which one are you going to be playing? They both begin Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see what we got going on. We have for the S rank, it's going to be Registeel. You all know Registeel. Registeel needs no introduction, right? Same with Medicham. Medicham is just such a powerful Pokemon in this meta. Definitely the top picks. Pelipper with that wing attack buff. Even without the wing attack buff, it still would be really strong in the Hoenn Cup. But especially with that wing attack buff, it's going to be spamming out those weather balls. Then we have Sableye. So Sableye, honestly, it's better in the Hoenn Cup than it is in the Open Great League because you don't have the Noctowl, you don't have all these normal types like Lickitung or Diggersby that you have to worry about. There's some, I guess, Zangoose is probably its biggest threat. If you could think of a bigger one, let me know. But really, Sableye is definitely going to be the best safe swap. No doubt about it. But, I mean, you might want to consider running Zangoose for it. Sableye is going to dominate. It really is. It really is the best safe swap. There's no direct answer to it. For the most part, right? There might be things that beat it. You can chip and dip, so you can beat the Sableye, but there's no direct answer to it. So you're definitely going to see a lot of Sableye, no doubt about it. And then we have Altaria. Altaria is a great Pokemon, of course, really, really strong in this meta. So for the A rank, we have Regirock. Regirock's going to be spamming out those Stone Edge attacks. Yeah, really powerful. I'm pretty sure this will see quite a bit of play. Then we have Defense Deoxys, another strong one. But again, because of all the Sableye you're going to see, it's really good. Deoxys is really good, but it needs to avoid that Sableye for sure, right? And then we have Swampert. Swampert is really good. Now, there's some things like, for example, Pelipper or Altaria that are just dominating this meta that might keep Swampert in check, but Swampert's still really good. And then for the B rank, we have Whiscash, so another Mud Boy. Right, Whiscash is going to be really good with that Mud Bomb and Blizzard really fast. And then we have Mawile, Shadow Mawile. I'd go with the Shadow one. If you don't have the Shadow one, you could go with the regular one, but Mawile I think is going to be pretty good. Then we have Wolverine. So Wolverine had another strong Pokemon, of course. Icicle Spear was nerfed last season, but it's still really, really strong, right? And yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see Wolverine, no doubt about it. So that's the SA and B tier for you. We're going to go ahead and move on to the other options. We do have Hariyama if you want to go with another counter user. Hariyama is actually going to be pretty solid in this meta. Maybe double counter users with Medicham and Hariyama. That could be a thing, right? Then we have one of the only, if not the only charm user in this meta, Gardevoir. I don't know how common this one is going to be, but, you know, I mean, Gardevoir is a pretty good Pokemon. Or Shadow Gardevoir, it's going to be chipping a lot. I mean, obviously it has to watch out for the Registeel, but what else does it really have to watch out for besides that, right? I think Registeel will be common, but other than that, I think, yeah, I mean, I think Gardevoir is going to be really, really strong. Then we have Dusclops. Dusclops could be okay. It's pretty tanky, but again, it has to watch out for the Sableye, so I don't think we'll see much of Dusclops. Tropius is another flyer. Altaria definitely wins this one, but Tropius is another one you can use. We have another Ice type, Regice. Regice could be okay. I mean, Regirock and Registeel are going to be the dominating Regis, but Regice could see some play. And then we have Shiftry. We have Vigoroth. Vigoroth is another counter user. It is another normal type, so it is resisting the Shadow Claws from Sableye, but at the same time, Sableye is also resisting counter, although it's single resisting it, I guess. And it's double resisting Body Slip, so you really have to go for the Bulldoze, which is not a strong move, but Vigoroth is still pretty good. And then Zangoose, as I mentioned, with the Shadow Claw, double resisting the Shadow Claws from Sableye, has Night Slash doing neutral damage, going to be doing a lot at that. It is really squishy, it really is, so you do have to watch out for that. Then we have a few cast form. We have the snowy one, the rainy one, and the sunny one. The snowy one I think is going to be decent. If you're looking for an alternative ice type to Wolverine, or maybe double ice, I think cast form ice, the snowy one, the ice one, is going to be pretty good. And then of course the rainy one with Water Gun, Water Gun's a powerful move, and then Ember with the Sunny one. And then we have Flygon. I don't think Flygon's going to see much play, but it does get to the Earth Power, the community they move fast with Mudshot, right? So it's going to get to the move fast, especially gets to Dragon Glow really, really fast. So you can spam out some moves. Going to be doing well against the Reggies, right? At least Registeel and Regirock. So it has that going for it. But yeah, I mean, definitely a very spammy Pokemon. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the solid team option. So I tried to build 6 different teams, and we'll see what we got going for us. First up is going to be Registeel with Pelipper and Sableye. As I mentioned, Sableye is the best safe swap in this meta, hands down, no doubt about it. Pelipper is a good safe swap as well, but you do have to watch out for some things like Registeel, mainly, right? So I would, even Wolverine. So for the most part, I would use Sableye as the safe swap, but I think this is going to be a really strong team. I'm probably going to start off with this team. And then the next team, we have Altaria in the lead with Registeel and Deoxys. So, yeah, I mean, Registeel being the safe swap. Deoxys, I don't know. I don't really like Deoxys this meta as a safe swap. It's a good Pokemon, but again, that Sableye is probably going to, if it's not in the lead, it's probably going to be chilling in the back. I'm being honest with you. So if you safe swap Deoxys, you're probably going to be met with a Sableye, because I think Sableye is going to be so strong in this meta. But yeah, no, a pretty strong team. Then we have Medicham with Double Water, Pelipper, and Swampert. So you could use, but yeah, pretty much Pelipper as a safe swap. I mean, you have a team that you have the lead that is strong against Registeel, and Swampert is strong against Registeel as well. Whereas Pelipper obviously is weak to Registeel because of that Zap Cannon. So you know, if you could lure it out with the Pelipper, although I guess you could safe swap Swampert so you don't drag out the Registeel, because you don't want the Pelipper to be matched up against it. Although you still spam the Weather Balls. Zap Cannon will KO the Pelipper, but you do have to spam those Weather Balls. And if you shield, if you don't get debuffed, you possibly can flip that matchup. I've flipped it before, so it's possible, but you might have to go down shields to do so. And then the next team, we have Sableye in the lead with Regirock and Medicham. So the thing about this team is it will struggle against Gardevoir, right? If you happen to run into a Charm user. Now, I don't know how common Gardevoir is going to be. If it is common, you probably don't want to go with this team, because Gardevoir would just run through the Sableye and Medicham. Although I will say the Shadow Claws and Sableye are going to do a lot of damage to the Shadow Gardevoir as well, right? So you still have play there. You should be able to make it to a foul play, pick up a shield. You're still doing super effective damage with the Shadow Claws. So, I mean, if they happen to lead the Gardevoir, you stay in there. If they don't lead it, it's in the back, and Registeel gets on it. It's okay, because you do get to the Stone Edge fast. But we'll see how common Gardevoir is. The next team, we have double counter users with Pelipper in the lead. So I did put Vigoroth. You could use Hariyama, but again, you're going to be really, really weak to Charm in the back if you do happen to battle the Gardevoir. You could also go Zangoose if you wanted to for a better matchup against the Sableye instead of the Vigoroth. It's not a counter user, it's a Shadow Claw user, but I think that would work just fine as well. With Pelipper in the lead, of course, Pelipper is going to do well against the fighting type users. Backline is going to do well against Registeel, which you do have to watch out for. And the final team is going to be Shadow Mawile. I do recommend the Shadow one. And then we have Sableye as a safe swap and Walrein. So, yeah, I wanted to try a team. I do want to try a team with Shadow Mawile. As I mentioned earlier, I do recommend the Shadow Mawile. If you don't have the Shadow one, you could go with the regular one, but I think the Shadow one is just that much better. With Fire Fang, super effective damage right towards that Registeel. You absolutely love to see it. You'll be resisting the foul plays from Sableye, so you do have that going for you, as well as the return. So Mawile does benefit from that, but it is pretty squishy, right? So anyway, these are going to be the teams for you. Let me know your favorite team. Let me know what team you plan on using as well. This is a little bit of a shorter meta guide video, because a lot of this is open Great League territory. A lot of these Pokemon, I mean, it's slightly different. We're not going to see like the Victreebel, right, or the Bastiodon, or other Pokemon that we see, but you know, a lot of Pokemon that are strong in the open Great League are from the Hoenn region. But anyway, I'm going to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.